Hello everyone and welcome to my latest Scratch programming tutorial. Hopefully you've already done the first few projects. So we had the Virus Blaster game that you could try, and then we had one where you had to make your own game, a Click the Robot game, and then we had an animation. So you should have done them before. If you haven't, maybe stop this and go back and try them out, because this one's slightly more difficult, so you're better doing them in order. Okay, so we go to the Scratch website, and then you should have a login by now. If not, if you do that, log into your own account, that'll let you save the project, so you don't have to do it all just now. And then we'll click on create, and that takes us to the project editor page. Okay, so the first game we did was a kind of clicking game. When something appeared, we'd click on it. We're going to do a chasing game now. So probably the best sprites for that is a cat and mouse. So they're the ones that chase each other. So we'll look for a mouse. Mouse. Okay, so we've now got a cat and a mouse. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we'll pick a cool background for them. You can choose whatever you fancy. I'll have them chasing each other around. Let's go for this neon tunnel. Okay, they're probably both slightly big. Certainly the mouse will be a bit easy to catch. So instead of size 100, we'll make him 50%. Okay, cat as well, make it slightly smaller. So if I click on the cat, let's make him 75%. Okay, so now let's do the controls for these. So we're going to control the mouse, and then we'll have the computer controlling the cat. So if you click on the mouse down here, and then we're going to do the programming for the mouse. So we'll start off as always when the green flag is clicked. So what we need to do now is we need to give the mouse some controls. So this will be forever, what we call forever if. So when the green flag is clicked, forever if, then we'll add sensing a key pressed. So the key space is pressed, we'll change that to right arrow. So if the right arrow is pressed, then the mouse will move 10 steps. We'll just make that 5, just so he's not going too far. Excuse me. So all you do is you test that, and then if you press the right arrow, the mouse will move. Okay. At the minute, nothing else happens. So what we'll do is we'll right click on that and duplicate it. And then we can change that to left arrow. Instead of going forwards, we want them to go backwards. So we can go -5. Okay, I can test that. So I can go forward and backwards. And then we'll duplicate it. And we'll do up arrow. And this time, instead of moving steps, you change Y. So Y coordinates are the kind of up and down motion. So we change Y by 5. So each time we click on up, it'll move up by 5 pixels. Okay, we'll duplicate that and make it down arrow and make it change Y by -5. Okay, so those are the basic controls: up, down, left, right. And each time, whenever I'm holding onto the button, it keeps moving until I let go of the button. There are other ways of getting your character to move. For example, you could do when right key is pressed, move 5 steps. So it's the same thing, but then what happens is you can't hold on to it, so it's quite stuttering. So you're better with this forever if. Okay, now depending on the game you're making, there'll be two different ways of doing this. So we'll start off with the computer moving the cat, and then I'll show you how to make a 2-player game so someone else can play. So if we click on the cat now, so all we're going to do is, when green flag is clicked, we'll just have a wee bit of a delay so the mouse can run away. Let's wait 3 seconds. Then it will point towards the mouse, the actual mouse, not the mouse pointer, and he will start to move. Let's say he'll move 3 steps. Don't want him moving as many steps as the cat, otherwise he'll catch. As a mouse, otherwise he'll catch him pretty quickly. And we'll make that forever. So we'll just keep moving. Okay, and what I forgot is just to put them in the right position. So let's see, we'll start with the mouse here and the cat about there. So we're on the cat. So once you've moved them, you can then put them in position. So you add just the go to at the beginning of one of them. Okay, and that way if they've started moving about at all, then whenever you press the green flag, they're back to start. Okay, so once you press go, the mouse can start moving, and you'll see that the cat's just starting to follow him around the screen. And he'll just keep doing that until you stop. And then he gets to the point that he's eating them or attacking them. And the cat has won. So we'll stop that there. Put them back. So that's the basic game. If you want, you can add extra things. You could say, let's see, back to the cat. So you could add, when the green flag is clicked, forever if, and we'll do sensing. So if we're touching the mouse, then everything will stop all. Okay, so that way we start moving about, cat will move, we'll let the cat catches, and everything just stops. Okay, you could have a timer, so you should remember how to add a timer from the other game. So timers are done in variables, so we'll make a variable timer. So when green flag is clicked, we will set timer to 60 seconds. And we will wait 1 second. Then we will change the timer by -1. And then do whatever if again. So if the timer equals 0, we need this equals box. So if the timer equals 0, then again we stop all. So that way we've now got a timer, 60 seconds, so the mouse has to evade the cat for a full minute. Okay, if the cat catches the mouse, everything will stop. If the timer gets to 0, everything will stop. Oh, and the timer's stuck on 59 because I forgot whatever. Actually, that will need to go in there. To add a new green flag on that. So it's debugging, checking something's going wrong, so I'm back to test it. So We'll do the timer deliberately. So the timer's now working. We get caught at 57 seconds. So you can do that, see how long you can evade the cat. And as I say, if it gets to 0, everything will stop anyway. Okay, what we'll do now, we'll just change it a wee bit. So that's the first part where the computer chases the mouse. So the computer controls the cat and he'll just point towards the mouse and he'll follow him. If you want, if it's too easy, you can make the cat move 5 steps each time rather than 3. So now it'll be suddenly quite a bit harder. You see how fast the cat's moving, so that's probably too hard. Maybe 4 would be a good amount. Yeah, that's probably quite difficult without being really easy. Okay, so that's the first part of the game. So the second part is to allow someone else to control it. So it's this section about pointing towards the mouse and moving forever. So what we'll do now is we'll change it. So we'll add in the forever if, and this time just give it different keys. So we'll do WASD. If any of you play Minecraft or anything like that, you'll be used to those keys. So letter D is the equivalent of the right arrow. So if D is pressed, move 5 steps. And then we'll duplicate that one. Right, we don't need that motion. So A is the equivalent of the left arrow, so that's -5 steps. Duplicate it. W is the equivalent of the Y going up for the Y coordinates, so change that by 5. And then S is the equivalent of the down arrow. So do that -5. Okay, so that way if someone else is with you, they can control the cat. So they can do, start the green flag, so they can do WASD. And why is A moving twice? What have we missed? That's because he's not facing in the right direction. Okay. Okay, so the cat is controlled by WASD, the mouse is controlled by the arrow keys. So if there's someone else in the house, they can then play with you and see how long it takes them to catch you. So again, the timer starts at a minute. And see if they can catch you within the time. So 41 seconds left on the clock there. Okay, so that's the newest project, another game for you. Once you're done with it, you can give it a name. So we'll call this one Cat and Mouse, and then we'll save it, and then we'll share it. And that way others can see it. Okay, so see how you get on, give it a try. If there's, test the game yourself, see how well you do at my game. And then I'll change it back to a 1-player shortly. So see how you get on, if you can evade the cat for a full minute, or if not, what time's left on the clock. Then give it a try yourself, see if you can make your own game. You can change the background, change the characters, you can make it faster, make it slower, make it harder, make it easier, whatever you fancy. Once you're done that, give it a name and then share it, and then send us a link or a photograph of you making the game, and so you can get some extra points. Okay, good luck.